Okay, thank you, Arike. Can you confirm if you can hear me? Thank you for joining in. It's good to have you here. Okay, so in this Facebook Live broadcast, I'll be sharing with you all that you need to know about, fertility, or some people call it preconception tests. The whys, the when, the how, I'm going to be sharing it with you in ways that you never understood it, trust me, from your medical practitioner. So you need to quickly call your community, your tribe, your ad people, call them to join up immediately. We'll be sharing very, very, very important values here. Yes, you can hear me. Thank you so much. Please click the wow face and the heart button if you can hear me loud and clear, and let me know where you're joining in from, okay? If we've never met before, my name is Chika Samuels. I'm a fertility and lifestyle coach. I'm streaming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, Eko Lasgidi. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I overcame 7 years of infertility against what's best doctors report. And now what I do is I equip busy urban adults with meta-analysis-based research, tried and proven sustainable lifestyle choices that they need for improved fertility and improved wellness. So today, drums rolling, we are premiering the fertility show, the Baby Does show. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m., we gather here. Okay? We are yarding up our fertility tribe here. So you can set your reminder, set up your calendar, your plan, and plan to have lunch with me. I'm having lunch with you. This is my teacup. I'm having, what am I having? Someone say I'm always eating. And I don't look like I'm always eating. Loose herbal teas, okay? This is loose herbal teas. See, if you love coffee, see, loose just like coffee. So, so that's what I'm having. And you can see my cup. I don't do British small. No, I do Nigerian teacups. And my glass of water. So that's what I'm having today. Thank you for joining in. Okay, I can see you, Arike. I can see you, Yemisi, Evelyn. Thank you for joining in. Okay, so this show is just set up to equip today's, because today's urban adult is pretty busy. So I'm here to equip you with evidence-based, tried and proven lifestyle and health tools to make the best of your journey towards parenthood. So this show is suitable. You may ask, who is this show for? It's suitable for every busy urban adult, everyone that is about to wed, newlywed, married, trying for a child, or trying to overcome a particular, health or fertility challenge, yeah? So it's suitable for these categories of people. So whatever fertility challenge or health challenge that you wish to overcome, you can be confident that in this show that you'll be knowing and get the full picture, yeah, the holistic picture of what you need to do. So you're listening to world-leading fertility and health specialist. Yes, I'm going to be bringing in health specialists on this show, all right? So, and also this is going to be extensive, engaging show. You're going to be able to chat face-to-face with this, health experts who have your best interest at heart, really, yes. And they will be here to bear the truth, tell you, everything from IVF to IUIs to eating healthy to postpartum, everything you need to know, to survive in this busy urban adult and still be healthy and strong enough, to take care of yourself in ways that your conventional doctor has never told you. Trust me. Yeah. So we'll be hosting this people, and we'll also be hosting live testifiers, yes, of our products and our services. So bring your tribe, your yard people. Every week is going to be out of this world light moments. You'll be like, wow, I never knew that. Those are going to be your expressions. I can guarantee you that. And it's going to be heart to heart. And that's why we're having it in this private atmosphere. We're not broadcasting this to everywhere. It's only people that is in this private Facebook group that have this opportunity to listen. So if you're just joining in, please comment and let me know where you're joining in from. If this is the first time you're joining my Facebook Live broadcast, please hashtag first timer. If you're joining my broadcast for the very first time, I will be in comment shortly to meet with you. All right. So please like this video, share your thoughts. What I mean by like this video is hit the heart button. Like the video, share your thoughts. What do you think about the values that you're going to be getting? If you have questions, please don't hesitate, to post them on the comment section. Yes, I'm giving attention to that. Hello, Yemisi. Thank you for joining. Evelyn, thank you. I can see you. I see you guys. Thank you so much. So I'll be addressing them afterwards in the comment section. Yeah. So enjoy to stick around also to the end of this broadcast. Don't move. because at the end of this podcast, I'll be sharing with you my favorite tried and proven tip on maximizing your medical diagnosis, because it's not enough to do scans and tests. You're not going to eat it. What are you going to do with them? What information does that give you, and how does that make your life better? So I'm going to be sharing my tried and proven tips at the end of this podcast, so don't go anywhere. So no matter how terrible the test is or the scans look, you can still do something about it. Okay, so stick around, and that's the message for today's broadcast. Hey there, I can see you. Thank you so much. Hello, mommy. Thank you for joining in. If you're watching by live or in rebroadcast, please comment below to let me know where you're watching from. Hashtag rebroadcast. Yeah, so we take a little bit of some questions that we have been getting for, because we drew up a poll and we asked people what kind of questions, what kind of concerns would they want to hear about, because I want to talk about what you want to hear about, yeah, what you have concerns about. So I'm going to bring up some of these questions that is bothering diagnostic sex and the fertility test that you have done and scans, just to shed some more light. So how does fertility test work generally? It's important that you understand how it works. Okay, so what a fertility or preconception test entails, what does it entail? First is a thorough review of your medical history, and that's why we request for it and we give it attention, because it gives us an overview of what has happened with you, your medical history. It also shows us blood tests that checks for hormonal levels, and we can easily identify if there are imbalances. A lot of people have met us and they are like, okay, we don't have any hormonal issues, and the blood tests are screaming hormone support. So it also shows us ultrasound evaluation that shows us your womb to assess the uterus, shows us your uterine levels and the linings and the ovaries and their positions. And that is why in some cases you're asked to go for the HSG, to check for blockage in your fallopian tubes, but I prefer the Husky, Hokosy. The Hokosy, that's HYKCOSY. Yes, it's a safer option to HSG, yeah, because even though they do the same thing, it's used to check tube patency. But instead of that, the dye of the HSG is toxic to the eggs of the woman. Okay, so if for an egg that is already struggling, you don't want to put it under those x-rays, and because this exposes the reproductive organs to radiation, is not necessary, and even it's less painful. Yeah, so I prefer that option to HSG. Yeah, so what this ultrasound evaluation shows us is what is happening in your womb. It's not enough to say, oh, I have fibroids or I have this. It's not it's not a problem. We want to know the locations and the sizes so that we'll know if it's going to pose a problem or not. Yeah, so another thing we ask for is your semen analysis. That's another thing your fertility tests should comprise of: semen analysis for the male partner. Because you see, this simple fertility test evaluates the sperm count, the sperm shape, the concentration, the volume, the motility, and my favorite, the DNA fragmentation of the sperm sample, which is something that a lot of times it's missing in most sperm sample analysis. So once we have this result, this holistic result of your fertility test, our so precious board of medical practitioners will review the information and recommend treatments to address those obstacles that are standing in your way for a healthy pregnancy. Yes, we partner with the best, medical practitioners that have your best interest at heart. I'm going to emphasize and explain more about that phrase, have your best interest at heart, because it's important that the health practitioner you're working with have your best interest at heart, so you're not going around circles and just spending money and wasting resources unnecessarily. Yeah, okay, so please like this video. Hello, I can see you. Thank you so much for joining. Please like this video, share your thoughts on the values that we are getting, your questions. If you're just joining by live or rebroadcast, please comment and let me know where you're joining in from. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, so this is the first step. Your preconception test is the first step in our one-on-one fertility coaching programs that is tagged so precious 7-step birth fertility intervention methodology. Birth, BIRTH. This is a registered trademark. Yeah, so the B in that birth stands for bringing up the root causes. Yeah, so with the help of our our trained experts, the health practitioners we partner with, the intending parents that we work with are guided through series of physical, emotional, Biochemical self-assessment. Yeah, this is way beyond what your blood is telling us. We assess, these things to unveil specific critical or minor factors, that are keeping your body from doing what it's supposed to do, which is to conceive or carry to term. This step is very, very important. Preconception test is very, very important because it unveils, it exposes a lot of things that you physically may not see. It unveils an array of seemingly unrelated symptoms, things that you could think, I've had heavy periods all my life, so it's not a big, yeah. Things that you may think they are not related. Okay, these are unrelated symptoms, but they are actually underlying, previously unidentified health issues that you actually maybe masked with some pills or something in the past, and you just thought, okay, everything, or maybe your medical practitioner ignored it and said, oh, everything is fine. Okay, this test actually exposes such things. Yeah, so at this stage of the preconception analysis and preparation, the couple understand what is not working. In that first step of this birth intervention in our one-on-one session, you are going to understand what is not working and why it's not working, because these are very important questions. Okay, why is it not working, and what exactly do I need to deal with? So the first step is to do a comprehensive, complete fertility test. If you're trying for a child, especially longer than 2 years, it's important that your fertility tests are comprehensive, and it's important that it's complete. Yeah, I recall a couple, that reached us to enroll for, our program, our fertility program from Calabar last year. We started off with how, they've been probed, by all the health practitioners all around the world, and they are not sure, if all the tests they have are what is required. So I asked for the test results. Okay, let's even start with what you have already. So they sent in their results, and we found that the semen analysis were not adequately done by the conventional laboratory that they did it in Calabar. Yeah, so because the DNA fragmentation parameters were not there. Remember I mentioned the DNA when I was mentioning the parameters for the semen analysis, it wasn't there. But every other thing, the man's result was good. The sperm count, the motility, top notch, was good. But the fact that the DNA fragmentation parameters was not there, I wasn't comfortable. Okay, so I insisted that we run a fresh, set of tests, especially for the male, using accredited, fertility diagnostic labs. And lo and behold, the culprit showed up. The structure of the sperm cell needed support. That was what we discovered. So this was not the only obstacle they had, but this was a major. All right. And I told them that I can't ignore this. We need to fix it. The reason that the sperm, isn't as well shaped as it should, we need to find out why. And when we assessed the husband's lifestyle, we found out that he was a regular alcohol consumer, he was regular at fast food, and as a result, his sperm was affected by excess oxidation, and the DNA was found to be heavily fragmented. What this means, it wasn't well shaped, it wasn't healthy, and we couldn't use what we had at that moment. So, and this invariably places an extra burden on the amount of work that the woman's egg will need to do in order to support fertilization and proper, embryo development. So it took a while to convince the daddy that he needed support, because for years, the doctors that he has seen in the past has told him that he's fine. The result that he gave me was all looking good. There wasn't a problem. So it took him a while to agree that he had to run another test. Well, he finally did. So he gave attention to his lifestyle also. We came up with some dietary interventions for him and a supplementation plan that we provided. And in 3 months, the wife conceived, even with the fact that she had fibroids and endometriosis and irregular periods. And her due date is in April. Yeah. So what am I telling you? It's not about what the problems are. It's about dealing with the majors. And the first step is to identify them. And that's one of the essence of proper preconception and fertility tests. If you're just joining in, please tell us where you're coming in from. I would like to meet you in the comments. If you like what we're sharing with you, please let me know your thoughts. If you have questions about what we have discussed so far, please let me know. So if you're just joining, we are discussing the need for a complete and comprehensive preconception test. Why is it important? Yeah, so that's what we just discussed. So the next step is, when is the right time to even do these tests? Okay, so first of all, we recommend that you seek proactive fertility testing as soon as you start thinking about trying to conceive. Okay, so testing can be beneficial if you're considering maybe putting parenthood on a hold for a couple of years, maybe younger people that want to, want to go after their career first, give attention to other things, but not marriage. So if you're considering that, your test results will help you determine whether you should explore options like, egg or sperm or embryo freezing. That's the right timing will help you make those decisions. Yeah. So another concern and question that came around this subject was, why do I even need this test? This test, like they say in Yoruba, oh, too much. It's plenty. Why do I need to do all this? Okay. So what I found is that couples that are struggling with infertility, they look for the big reason or big reasons why it's not happening. That's what I've discovered in my practice. So, but I got a surprise for you. It's the minor, seemingly harmless factors that are getting in the way. Those are the big culprits, the bad guys. Those ones that you just think is not a biggie. These are the ones that, your conventional doctor will say, oh, it's not a problem. It's just minor hormonal imbalances that, these pills will fix, Like I was told for 7 years, until I decided to halt and reassess from the 5th year. And that was when everything changed. So these minor critical factors, like I love to target in our one-on-one fertility programs, are the little subclinical issues that your conventional doctor failed to point out when they looked at maybe the semen analysis, like the guy I just told you about, or a couple of pages of your blood sample test, and they say, it looks good, it looks good. Meanwhile, you're not pregnant, or maybe you're conceiving, and the miscarriages are recurrent. Yeah, so sometimes we might even know that these problems that you're told, they'll tell you it's nothing major, but just keep trying, or they'll just head you off to IVF. This is why I often say in your fertility journey, ensure that you're working with the team, the right team that, have your best interest at heart. It's very, very critical. If the team that is in charge of your treatment don't take time to understand all the pieces of your fertility puzzle, you may be on this journey for longer than necessary. Yeah. So if you're just joining, please share your thoughts. Tell me where you're coming from. I'm streaming to you live from Las Gidi, Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, I'd like to know where you're joining us from. Hello, thank you for joining. If you're watching by live or rebroadcast, please hashtag rebroadcast. If you're a first timer, let me know in the comments. Hashtag first timer. Yeah. So my narrative is this. This is my narrative. Yeah, is that these lab numbers, your age, laboratory results, years of infertility, they don't define what is actually possible for you. They don't define what is possible in one situation. What is important is actually gaining clarity regarding your minor critical factors. And this is why everything changes. This is the essence of a comprehensive, fertility test. This is what it reveals. And that is why it's a game changer in our success rate in our fertility one-on-one, coaching sessions. Is a game changer, and that's why our success rate is very that high. We always share testimonials and on our blogs and all that, because we take time to actually identify what is the matter. Why is this person not conceiving? There is a reason, and we want answers to that question. Yeah. So another question that came from someone in our blog concerning this subject. Remember, I told you that I'm gathering all the questions from our community and our blogs to address in this broadcast. So someone asked, what if my partner is not supportive or is not willing to do the required fertility test? What do I do? Let me drink my tea, because this is a big ogbonge question. So what do I do? Yeah. Okay, first you need to ask yourself, what do you want? Then what does he want? I'm assuming the person asking is a female, just let's assume. So what do you want and what does he want? That's the first step, yeah? So, and because you may want different things. Yes, you guys are not quarreling. You may want different things. You may want a baby, but he may not really want a baby. Or he may not really want a baby with you. Or may not really want a baby at the time and at the motivational level that you're wanting it. Trust me, I had to have this conversation with my husband also when we're trying, because when we identified the minor critical factors we're dealing with, we had to have a sit down. It's a very open, honest, kind conversation. No hassles. No, we're not quarreling. We just need to talk about this, yeah? Because we cannot, for instance, say your sperm parameters need consent, and I'm drinking herbal loose tea, and you rather drink sweetened beverages and soda and fast food. We don't want the same thing, obviously. Or maybe you're not acting like you want the same thing like I do. So it's important that you have that sit down, open conversation, yeah? For example, let's say that your desire for a child is, say, on the level of 5, okay? 5 being the level where you want it more than anything in this world. Where is your partner's level? Is he on the level of 2 or 3 or 4? Okay? If he's not on 5, what will make it 5? What do you have to do? What could make it 5? Because he needs to be on the same frequency, wanting, passionate, motivating level with you, to keep the right energy around yourselves. Because you don't want to bring in a child in troubled waters, yeah? So both parties need to be willing to make the change, motivated to do, because lifestyle lifestyle modifications, they need motivation, they need to be driven, they need consistency. So both of you cannot be on different wavelengths on this. So it's important that this conversation happens, yeah? So you cannot be on different levels of motivation. So if there are things that you could do that could change his level or change it to for a 5, what are those things? Can you identify those things? Is this something you can do? If nothing will make it a 5, if you have really assessed and nothing will bring him up to that level of a 5, then you don't want the same thing. You may not be wanting the same thing, yeah. And if there's something that you can do, here are some ways that you can help without finger pointing or nagging or blaming. You can start ways to inspire him, as if you're enrolling him, just like I'm talking to you. I'm encouraging you. You're enrolling him into that your vision of your family life that would help motivate and help him start considering to be making these changes. Yeah. So these are the things that you can do. So if you would like to have me on board on our one-on-one session, which is where we have our premium, success rate of our programs, you like to have me in your corner, for you to be my next success story of our fertility program, please, our admin is posting the comments and how you can reach out and have a look at this on the chat session. Yes. So I said I was going to share with you a tip, right, to balance the equation of your fertility diagnosis. So let's look at what is the risk of not doing proper tests. What is the risk of not identifying these minor critical factors? Let's pay a close attention to this meta-analysis sound research that I found. So it's by late Professor what's his name again? Robert Jensen. Okay, he describes what we call the fertility model. He has used it for many years and it continues to apply today in the fertility industry to explain the statistics of the fertility world. So this fertility model shows the effect of multiple ignored minor critical factors on your monthly fertility, calendar. Yeah. So let's say at a peak fertility, at your very best fertility, at average, a couple has a 20% chance in any given month, and an average time to pregnancy of 3 months. 3 months. An average couple at their very best, hasn't, there's no issue, there's no problem. At your peak fertility, your chance at every given month is 20%. Yeah. So if you add one minor critical factor, say the lady has fibroids, let's add it to the mix. This 20% chance falls drastically to 5%. And the average time to pregnancy increases to 2 years. Let's add 2 more, medical issues, 2 more minor critical factors, like the lady's cycle is irregular or missing, or she has low eggs reserve, okay? And what happens is that adding these 2 more reduces their chance to pregnancy to 1%. And the average time to pregnancy increases to 7 years. Adding just one more, let's say low sperm count, brings the chance to 0.2% and the average time to pregnancy to an impossible 40 years. Who has 40 years to wait for a child? So in many cases in our fertility coaching program, my team and I are asking ourselves, what 20% effort will yield the 90% of our results? You can remember the 2080 rule, right? So what is this 20% effort? Because we cannot solve the problem of the world. We can't solve all the problem of the world. So we're looking at what 20% effort can we put to help these guys achieve 80% of the desired results. So the thing is, these issues by themselves, like fibroids, low sperm count, by themselves, people can impregnate, women with low sperm count. They are variables, yeah? So by themselves, they are no biggie. I still had fibroids when I conceived. Yeah. So the 20% effort we needed to focus on was the sperm health and to fix hormonal imbalance. So the fibroid shrunk in size because I was starving it of what it was feeding on, what it was growing with, by adopting a healthy lifestyle. Do you get it now? So these things by themselves are not the only reason why you're not pregnant. But the problem is when they compound together, they become a considerable issue. So in our practice, in our one-on-one fertility sessions, we don't dismiss the details of your blood works. I ask for test results. We partner with the best fertility laboratories and diagnostic labs there are in the world and all over the world and in the country. So even when the couple has been trying for a child, especially when the couple, has been trying for a child longer than 2 years, or has experienced miscarriages, or have gone through failed IVFs or IUIs. To me, these are signals. Forget it. These are signals. This is the need to start afresh with a systematic, holistic, integrative approach, such as the so precious 7-step birth, fertility intervention methodology. Yeah. So the admin will paste on the group if you're interested to have me work with you on this on a private level for a more focused approach to get results in 2021. You can reach me back end. Yeah. So I often tell people, you don't know what you don't know. So many people are taking open recommendations from fertility blogs, what to drink to get pregnant, what to eat to get pregnant. There is no two infertility cases that are the same. No two fibroid cases that are the same. They are not. So not knowing what you don't know, about your own specific, minor critical factors, and more especially not knowing how best to address them. Because it's not enough to have the results, yeah? You need to know what to do with the result in your hands. So the top reasons you're not pregnant is because you have not identified these issues and you have not addressed them, yeah? Sorry. Okay, so because many people are carrying doctors' reports up and down, what does those numbers mean? What are you going to do with that test result? What those scans, what do they mean? Someone was telling me that I might have to run a course on this, and I think so. I have to run a course on laboratory numbers interpretation, because it's not enough to do the test. You need to understand what they mean. So the strategies that you're deploying, are they addressing the critical fact? Are they even addressing what the lab results? Are they addressing the issues? I'm seeing people running unrelated tests, just by simple self-assessment, and then I can know the particular fertility test that you need to run. Okay, so by figuring out which is that 20%, where to start, what to focus in your particular situation, is more than half of the work we need to do to transform your results. I recall a couple that we worked with early last year. It was a case of secondary infertility. They already have a 6-year-old girl, so but with 3 miscarriages before the girl and several others after the girl. So when we got discussing the need for fertility tests, the husband was like, he wasn't willing to go for semen analysis. So when I probed, he said in over 7 years, no doctor has asked him, for semen analysis. So, and the wife was the problem. It was with the wife that they identified, most of the issues, so that we should focus on the wife. So I laughed. So when we did a diet and lifestyle assessment, we found some gaps on his side, and painfully as it is in our culture, painfully, that infertility puts the burden on the woman. But when a couple has seen a medical practitioner for infertility issues, for over 2 years at least, and no semen analysis was demanded, is a very pitiful case. Very, very pitiful case. I say that, the medical practitioners that do this intentionally, there is a special place in hell for them. Because it's exhausting, to put people on a round journey, futile journey that is not leading them anywhere. And you're not letting them go. You're telling them, oh, keep trying. Let's try another IVF session. And their money and time is going. And so is the biological clock. So it's a pitiful state. So it's a huge mistake also to exclude men from the fertility journey. It's a huge mistake because, there are a very handful of fertility treatment options that support men, or even take into account how they are feeling about it, their stress levels, what they are doing to improve their health. Very very few fertility treatments take this into recognition. Very few of them ask for those details, particularly early in their journey. People, the couples need to understand how to engage their health practitioner, and that's what we'll be teaching you in this show. We're going to be teaching you how to engage and get the best from your doctor, how to demand a right, how to ask the right questions. Yeah. So men don't, most men don't even do that have come when they came to us. They did not come with blood samples, as part of their fertility workup. So let me just drop this here. A semen analysis, like any other results, is a snapshot of a moment in time. It's the biology of the body that at that point in time. And this is constantly changing, okay, based on immediate and long-term exposures to chemicals, radiation, toxins, and all that. These things are changing. So when someone brings a sperm analysis of last 2 years, and you're telling me, oh, we should work with what we're seeing right now, it's not a holistic. When things are changing, your biology of your body is changing. So, and men are 50% of the fertility equation. That's how important God has made the sperm. I was talking to someone yesterday. I said, the sperm is very, very important. That's how important God has made the sperm. So men often, in what I have found, is that men often feel helpless because they would really like to be able to help, but they don't know how. They don't know how, because most medical practitioners, keep them, just bring money, bring your sperm and just pay for the bills. Yeah. So the men feel detached. They feel more like a spectator to the whole process, when they should be an active and valuable participant who can give, immense physical, emotional support and add value to the entire process. So what I found is that most men actually want to contribute. They want to do their part. They want to help. Most men that I've met in our one-on-one sessions that come in from all over the world, I have found that they really, really want to do, their part. They just need clarification. Okay, and that's why our one-on-one session, my admin is going to paste on the group if you want us to have a free 30-minute consultation. We often do it with the couple because a lot of times the men have questions, and when the woman has been enrolled and she believes she's ready for it and all that, and the man does not have the answers to the questions he's asking you at home, what's this so precious thing about? What is this? And you're not able to give him clarifications. He thinks you're not serious. So that is why we make this call with both trying parents, so that the fertility or health expert is the one answering the questions, and addressing the concerns of the men. So a lot of times I find out that all they just want is clarification, really, and they don't simply want to be told what to do or what to believe. That's what I found. So once they are educated about the, absolute importance of their role, they are more motivated they are more motivated. So this is why our approach in So Precious is different. We want to ensure that both parties, the mom and the daddy, they are both engaged, they are working together as a team, because fertility is a team sport. I often say that. So we can focus first on the vital education that help both of them understand the why and the how, to support action and, to help them, develop realistic expectations, because some expectations are not realistic. Yeah. Some realistic expectations around, outcomes. Yeah. So if you're just joining in, we'll be talking a long time about preconception test, fertility test. If you like what you're hearing, please hit the heart button. Yeah, let me know what that you love. You're getting value. It's making sense. You can say hallelujah, praise the Lord. Write a comment, hit the like button, and say hello. If you're just joining, let us know where you're joining in from. Yeah. So back to this couple I was telling you about. So we're finally able to run his analysis, and we found that his sperm quality was poor. And meta-analysis research shows that 50% of miscarriages occur due to poor sperm quality. Light bulb moment. Did you know that? Did you know that? So when you're busy blaming the woman, that she's the reason why they are having miscarriages, 50% of miscarriages occur due to poor sperm quality. I'm talking about low motility, poor morphology, and or high levels of DNA fragmentation. This can be very toxic and make the likelihood of miscarriages very high. Even for IVF, when the sperm is average or just below average, the rate of implantation failure and miscarriage risk increases. Remember I told that fertility is a team sport, yeah? So without quality sperm, the egg must utilize more of its own resources to sustain the necessary, cellular division of the embryo post-fertilization, meaning extra work for the egg. And if the egg, reserve is very low and it needs strength and it needs support, it becomes a big issue, yeah? This is just, the preliminary stage of our fertility coaching program. Very detailed, huh? Yes, because if we're able to really dig up these root causes, every other thing is a walkover. And that is why we have very remarkable success rates, because we take the time to really dig into, each peculiar case to answer the questions, the why, the when, the how, and the what, that are the obstructions to fertility, for that particular couple. So we don't want to leave anything to chance. I want to be able to cover all the bases, at least all the known ones. Okay, at least all the known ones. I want to go to bed every night knowing that I'm able to have covered, like they say, dot the I's and cross the T's. And this is why the first step is fertility test. It's so important. And also with our couples that are on our, fertility coaching programs, we present to them plan A, plan B, plan C. We even present to plan G. We present all the options on the table, because there is no one fixed, rigid way to have a baby. Yeah? There's no one fixed, rigid way. What you want is to be called mommy and daddy by a child from your loins. Yeah? So we help you, give you the options to ensure that happens. Yeah? So I call it course correcting. So as new information is being, is evolving or comes to the fore, we use it to strategize and make room for growth and ensure that we are continually improving on our success rates. So if you've been trying for a child longer than 2 years, you need to enroll for our one-on-one fertility programs. I kid you not. You need to enroll for our one-on-one fertility programs, because that is one of our premium services, and that is where most of our success rates have come from. Details on how to enroll is in the comments. Also, it will be here every Tuesday. I told you that today, is we're premiering the show. Remember that you always have a choice. Yeah, that's the message of today. Choose to start again. Yeah, start better and start wiser. Now you know better. We are here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. every day. Lots of times I hear, oh, how come my doctor never told me this? Oh, how come I wish I met you, earlier in my life? Where have you been all my life? The goal is to have this disruptive narrative to fertility and health. This narrative that you are asking people to go for IVF, and you're not telling me what I can do to improve my chances. You have to understand that the pharma industry is a $1 trillion business. And where the stakeholders make their money is from sperm donors, egg donors, and IVFs, and number of cycles that they are able to convince people to do. You have to understand that. And that's why I keep emphasizing that you ensure that your fertility or your health expert has your best interest in heart and is constantly updated and knowledgeable in what they are doing. Yeah? So that is what we are sharing in this Tuesday shows. disruptive narrative to fertility and help, to something that is something you can do in aspect of self-care to change your story. There's something you can do. So join us every Tuesday, to spread this hope. Share the link, yeah, for others to rewatch this broadcast and to join our group. I'm putting it only on our private group, so people need to join this Facebook group, to participate in all this value that you're enjoying. So a great way to start, yeah, is to get my best-selling fertility book. Is your fertility manual for 2021. Trust me, it is an Amazon, best-selling book. Is amazing in every front. I started writing this book, in my third trimester, and I published it right after delivery. So it's loaded with so much truth, not just my story. It's not a storybook. It is loaded with so much truth, tried and proven strategies to win your fights, whether you're trying by natural birth or by assistant, fertility support. Yeah. So, and this book sold out its 2,000th copy in less than 3 weeks. People were gifting, people that have read it, we are sending gifts, all around the world to their family and friends. And the testimonials are endless. So get it now. It's available in hard copy, it's available in e-copy in any part of the world. We have it available for free pickup locations at all major cities in Nigeria. We have it in Europe, in USA, in Canada, and we also have it in e-copy. So admin will paste on the group how you can get your copy immediately. Yeah. So get it now and enroll for the session. If you would like to speak with me privately, the contact to reach me is also in the admin. All right. So thank you once again for joining. I hope it was worth your time. I hope I didn't bore you. Till we meet next time, next Tuesday, keep living healthy and keep giving the world your best. Bye. Thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're joining from the comments. Be sure that I'm going to come and say hello. Thank you. Bye. Have a splendid day.